All right, welcome back, everybody. We are keeping it moving here, and now the topic that we are speaking about is World Autism Day. Joining me via Zoom are two guests, the first of which is Ria Paria, who is the chairman of Autism Tobago, as well as Jason Clark, who is a social services officer of the Disability Affairs Unit of the Division of Health, Wellness and Family Development. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us this morning. We're very happy to have you with us and to give us this wonderful information about autism. So first off, when is World Autism Day? Let's go with you, Ria.
World Autism Day is April 2nd.
And
right? It's a day that celebrates all persons with autism, and it's looking forward to the whole month. We usually celebrate for the month.
Oh, wonderful. So how does the Division of Health, Wellness and Family Services usually commemorate the day, Jason?
Yes, well, our Division of Health, Wellness and Family Development, over the years, we have been collaborating with hardworking organizations such as Autism Tobago and other organizations where we continue to promote our services that are available under our division. Especially, we have our Technical Vocational Center where we have our students with disabilities. So we use this day now to showcase, and bring awareness to persons in the general public, not only to our services, but in terms of autism and what we have in place to cater for our students and persons living with this condition.
Speaking of the condition, we hear the term many times, but Ria, what exactly is autism?
Autism is a neurological disorder. That's a long word that just says the brain is wired differently, and it affects a person in three main ways: their communication, their socialization, and their imagination, how they perceive the world around them. And because it's the brain, it's often termed an invisible disorder, right? Because unlike Down syndrome or someone in a wheelchair, you can see their disability. Oftentimes you can't see the disability in a person who has autism. And no two persons with autism are alike. So there are different signs and symptoms that will affect each of them individually in different ways, depending on how they, whether it's a speech. Some are nonverbal, some are verbal, some are highly intelligent, some are mildly autistic, severely autistic. So it's a very wide disorder. That's why it's called autism spectrum disorders.
Oh, I see. So, there are different stages in the spectrum, and, the individuals experience autism differently. What are some of the myths surrounding autism that should be dispelled and the public shouldn't hold on to?
Well, I remember I experienced this my own self, where someone asked me if my husband was old, why my son had autism, and people think of different things: curses, family, something about you, right. Different things like that. And there is no one known cause for autism. The research is ongoing. The researchers say environmental issues, genetic disorders, they want to paint on vaccines, all sorts of things, but there's no test you can do to say, well, yes, you stick a needle in your arm and you pull it out, test the blood, and you see the person have autism. So you can't catch it. They are born with it.
Yeah.
And the persons with autism can go through their different treatments, whether it's through their diet, through therapy, and they can cope with their different challenges, whether it's sensory, challenges with noise and light and so on. And they go through therapy and they can't be cured of it, but they can, develop skills that will help them through their challenges.
I see. And Jason, how does the social services of the Disability Affairs Unit, how does it support persons who have autism or family who have autism?
Okay, well, our Division of Health, Wellness and Family Development, we have our Family Development Department, which we have an array of services that are available under the various units. And as you said, our Disability Affairs Unit, we have the Technical Vocational Center where we cater for our students with disabilities, where right now we are catering for them online because due to COVID, our students are at home. So we have our online support with them where we do counseling services, we do computer, we do agriculture with them. But the other units under the division, under our development department, we have the social services, we have our community social services unit, where we provide that home intervention to our clients. We have mediation. Now is a time where people at home and you'll have conflicts to resolve. So we have mediation, we have the REACH program, we have, ADAPT, where, they deal with drug abuse prevention. So under all these suite of services, we have, that been providing that support,
right,
whether it be in terms of psychosocial, financial, food support, rental support. So we have been playing our part, and we provide these services to our families, including families having students with autism spectrum disorder.
Now, Rhea, we oftentimes hear about, children with autism and, there are certain behaviors that some people consider associated with it as well, but we don't oftentimes hear about the adults, when they grow up. What are some of the things that society can do to be better and to do better when it comes to children and adults who have autism?
Yes, that's true, because children with autism grow into adults with autism.
Right.
And yes, and the behaviors over time, because it's a spectrum, sometimes, those that are severely autistic may tend to still have that stage where they can't help themselves or support themselves, they still need some kind of caregiving or parents around them. But there are adults who function quite well, with their disorder. They go to college, they go to school, they can work. And once people understand their quirk, I like to call it their little quirks,
right,
because some of these quirks are quite helpful in the workplace. And this year's theme, coincidentally, for 2021 is inclusion in the workplace, challenges and opportunities in a post-pandemic world. That's the theme for this year. And there's a young man that we did a little feature on several years ago, who works at an establishment here in Tobago. I wouldn't call the name, but they pride his autism skills, meaning how to be detailed and routined. He's always punctual. He follows instructions. He's focused on his job is to finish the detail work, and that is something that persons with autism have. They have that routine, that attention to detail. And my son is 13. I maybe take him to the grocery. I say, I wouldn't call him in the grocery.
right.
I said, this person could hire my son because we can't walk on the aisle without him fixing the jars. Something if one is out of where he wants to turn it around and face it with the others.
Right.
So as he grows up, his tantrums have calmed down. Certain things that he had when he was 2 and 5, now he's 13. He has grown. Some of those challenges that affected him when he couldn't communicate verbally. Now he can speak a lot better and communicate a lot better. So I can see him a couple of years, I like to be hopeful. And I see him a couple of years doing something, contributing to society and being able to, make a useful contribution. And people who have businesses and so on, that's opening their doors, opening their hearts to persons with disabilities, not just autism, that you can give them that chance, that foot in the door to, once you teach them something, they're going to get it, get instruction, and that routine nature in them can be quite useful in the workplace.
Surely. And Jason, where can the public get more information from your organization when it comes to autism?
We have a Facebook page. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We also have a web page. Our phone number 278-7012. Or you can also call my number 310-3671. I'm always willing to chat with parents. I've been talking to parents during the COVID time because we were unable to meet as an organization due to the lockdown. Things became very quiet, and just the challenges that we as parents would have faced having our children at home from school and all this time and so on.
Right.
Just that opportunity to support parents one-on-one, I really enjoy that, even though in the midst of not being able to meet as a big group. But you can get information on our website, and you'll be able to volunteer as volunteers, as parents. Don't just sit down and say, well, I have no one to talk to, I have no one to find information. Reach out to someone.
Right.
If you meet a door and it's locked, a door is knocked, a door is closed, find another door. Don't just say, well, I can't get information, or I can't, find out information about something. But we're going to have a display in the Lowlands Mall. Hopefully we can check another mall to get more Meet the Public days. We can get out because we don't have a home Autism Tobago doesn't have a home. We don't have a place. If there's any person out there willing to give us a home, we don't have an office space. We work out of Happy Haven School where we have our meetings. We don't have a place to keep, all our pamphlets or information. So I'm saying if we have a location, it would be nice for parents to walk in, get information, have a space, they can have a little, downtime, to get information.
And
so that space is something that we're going to be trying to be working on.
And I do wish you the best with that. That's all we have time for this morning. I want to thank you both for joining us this morning. Ria Paria, Chairman of Autism Tobago, as well as Jason Clark, who's a Social Services Officer with the Disability Affairs Unit of the Division of Health, Wellness and Family Development. Thank you very much for your time this morning.
Thank you, and all the best.
Very much
all right, all the best. All right, and remember, tomorrow, the 2nd, is World Autism Day. You can show your support and you can reach out to the various organizations and the information that was just given out a little earlier. You can reach out to get more information and find out how you can help, how you can volunteer, how you can do your part to make life a little easier and a little better for those who do have this disorder and many areas in the spectrum itself. All right, so be aware, be mindful, and of course, be kind. All right, with that, we're going to take a short break and come back with much more right here on the Now Morning Show.